yes, today I dropped 2 videos in a row, and yes, I am that unemployed. I mean, I love it. Because you guys missed it, about an hour ago, I made a video talking about Hasan Piker and his ban and his return and a lot of other things. I think it's a pretty solid video. And about a week ago, everyone and their mama made a video talking about the Hasan Piker Trash Taste podcast and just how people were responding. Not only Trash Taste fans, but also other people. I think the reason behind them being mad, or maybe not even mad, but upset, is the fact that this terrorist lover continues to get platformed and nothing happens to him. People keep platforming him. They keep having him on their show, despite the fact, well, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but you know what he's done. So I think that's one of the reasons why people were upset. It's like, how can you guys bring on this person? So one of the guys from the Trash Taste podcast, which is Connor, on a live stream talked about the situation.
And it's frustrating because you can't see or like actually hear from people who watch Trash Taste or who aren't happy. Because it just turned into like a political dick swinging contest. Which side? Which is bad on our part, because like we've never had any politics or any kind of talks like that in the comments. So I think it was kind of bad of us to kind of almost invite that. Second of all, the thing that was also very frustrating is that it, no matter what people were saying, there was a lot of brigading on a lot of sides, and I think that two things can be true at once. There were Trash Taste fans who aren't happy. And there also was brigading happening, which is also very frustrating to deal with, because then it's like, okay, now we can't actually listen to any criticism on the episode because both sides are jumping in, right? And I even told Hasan, I was like, hey man, can you not? Like, it's bad enough that one side is doing this. Please don't bring up the fucking episode and be like, hey, send people. I was like, just be above this. Don't do this. Because look. If people who have very extreme beliefs want to go crazy, I can't stop them. They can do whatever they want. But you hope that at least, another side wouldn't do that as well. So I told him, I was like, hey, please don't do that. And he was like, yeah, man, okay, my bad. But I think as well, I told Hasan as well, I was like, hey, look, the show is not political. We don't want to deal with politics. We're most likely not going to have you on again. No, and that's not like anything like, hey man, it's just like, look, we don't want to fucking deal with politics.
From that episode, he just kind of seemed like, okay, Hasan is popular, he's relevant, let's have him on. And it's low-key kind of an endorsement of him, having him on the show. That's just the impression that I got. It's like, well, if I have a podcast and I have Kanye and Hitler with me, well, what kind of message am I sending? Of course, that's an extreme example, but you know what I mean? It's kind of like you're endorsing or you're supporting him while all of this is going on online. And he does talk about the fact that he's not really online. You guys don't really know what's going on with Hasan and the terrorism and just everything Hasan has done over the last 2 years. When I come to YouTube, I don't want to see the news. You know what I mean? When I come to YouTube, I want to see my favorite content creator, whether that's commentary or mukbang or VTuber or just whatever. I want to completely disconnect from how horrible the world is out there. That's just my perspective. This is why when I talk about Hasan, that's the closest I get to talking about politics, because I just cannot stand them. You come to YouTube to relax, to get away from everything that's going on CNN and Fox News and NBC News and all of this other BS that's just making your day shittier. You don't have to be tuned in 24/7 into the news. That's just going to make you depressed. It just feels like it's everywhere. And yes, I know it's always been there, but nowadays, like, you can't go more than 5 minutes without hearing about it or seeing your obnoxious neighbor waving a flag about it. These people make their whole personality and their whole life to either be a Trump supporter or be a Kamala Biden supporter or whatever. It all goes back to my rule of never getting into politics. There's a lot of YouTubers who are starting to dip their toes into it because, it's a trendy thing to do. It's a good way to make money. And I could very easily jump on that if I wanted to. I just, one, don't care. And two, if I start doing that, I'll be a pretty big hypocrite. And I've seen a lot of commentary channels dip their toes into it. It's like, dude, you talk about Dream, Jojo Siwa, and the stupidest drama possible. It's like, I don't think you're qualified to talk about world politics. I don't know. It just pisses me off when I see commentary channels or just YouTubers overall who have next to no political knowledge speak on certain stuff. I just hate bringing politics into everything 24/7. It's so bad out there that when I come onto YouTube, I just want to chill. I want to laugh at something. I want to clown on someone that deserves it. I want to call someone out that deserves it. Or even when I got called out a few days ago and I made a whole video about that. Like, that's fun. If I could just do my part and shut the fuck up about politics, I'll do it. It's annoying. I hate seeing it. And I think a lot of people feel the same way. When you come into YouTube, you want to see your favorite commentary, your favorite dumb drama, your favorite slop tuber, if you will. You don't want to hear about what does sensitive society think about JD Vance and Donald Trump. Like, I'm not qualified. And a lot of other people aren't, and they need to, shut the fuck up about it. Like, yeah, they're ignorant and they're dumb for not looking into it, but I don't think they should be crucified. I don't know. I thought that was a little insane. But the thing is, nowadays, everything is so extreme. It's either black and white. There's no in between. And that's scary. You're either with us or you're against us. And if you're with us, we love you. And if you're against us, we want you fucking dead. I'm just so sick and tired of seeing politics on Instagram and fucking Twitter. Don't even get me started on Twitter. And then YouTube. Anyways, now that my yapping session's order, let's get back to Connor here.
It was ignorant on our part to think that if we just didn't talk about politics, that it would stay out of it. Because that was our thinking, because we already had him on once. And it was fine. But some people were angry about it. But, yeah, I mean, it was ignorant on our part to think that, if you didn't talk about politics, it wouldn't matter. But, yeah, a lot of things have changed in 2 years. I don't keep up with what's going on. I get all of my news from the BBC. I don't go on Twitter. I uninstalled it. I think all of us were kind of blindsided by it. So it was kind of, a lot of people like they're out of touch. I'm like, I guess, like, I think that's safe to say if being in touch is living on Twitter and engaging with politics 24/7, because we just don't do that.
I think that is the best way to go about it. In case you guys don't know, I had a Twitter account a few months ago, but I deleted that shit. Twitter is just horrible, and I don't understand why there's people on there. Twitter is cancer. It's worse than cancer. If you were to ask me, Oscar, what would you prefer to have, AIDS, cancer, or be on Twitter for one day? Dude, just give me the cancer and the AIDS, dude. I'll take it.
I already see too much politics from a country I don't live in that I don't want to know. I see more about that than my home, the UK, which is crazy. And Japan as well. I get fed fucking more American stuff. I turn on the news, it's all American stuff. And I think it's also important to mention that I think that, again, there were Trash Taste viewers who didn't like the episode and don't agree with it and who are disappointed. And I think that's valid, I think it's fair to be. But obviously it doesn't, just because we have someone on doesn't mean we agree with every single thing that they would say. I'm like that's sad. I feel bad that 5,000, 4,000 people who watch Trash Taste feel like they can no longer watch it. That feels bad. And that's a miscalculation on our part. There was also a couple of stuff flying around that was interesting. So first of all, a lot of people were accusing me of deleting comments. We're not deleting comments. We never have. YouTube has auto moderation. So naturally, if you put the word terrorist in a comment, a lot of the time YouTube is going to flag that, because why wouldn't they? There was a lot of stuff that people said that was just flat out not true, and people were just making stuff up. Some people were saying like, oh, they didn't have this guest on. They said they were too controversial, but they had another guest on. That's never happened. That's just a bunch of lies.
Now, this is something that I and a lot of other people said, because there was a lot of people in the comment section being like, they were supposed to have Nux on, but they didn't because he was too controversial. I believe that was a rumor, or I don't know how it started, but I remember hearing about this prior to me making this video. But it looks like it's been confirmed directly from one of the hosts that never happened. Nux Taku was never supposed to be on Trash Taste, and that's coming from one of the hosts, and I think they know a lot more than a random comment on YouTube or people on Reddit or Twitter. So my bad on that. Glad it's clarified now.
And it's okay also to not have an opinion. I think it's also okay to not give a fuck, because I think it's kind of fucking exhausting right now. And look, you don't always have to be on 24/7. I think you can tackle it at your own way. You can tackle it in a way that you want. I feel like half the time, it's not even about like politics or anything like that. It's just about being right or wrong, or being on the side. It's just pure tribalism, man. And I just don't want to engage with it. It's just bad for your brain. It just doesn't help. I just feel worse whenever I read any of this shit. Or when I, like whenever there's like absolutely demonstrably false things being said, I'm like, dude, what the fuck is going on? I can't engage with this anymore.
It feels like everywhere you turn, there's politics. It's affecting everyone. And everyone's sick of it. Everyone's just sick and tired of politics being shoved in your face 24/7. And when you have someone like Hasan Piker in your anime podcast, it's like, yeah, dude, it's gonna rub people the wrong way. I feel like I've aged around 20 years just on my last 2 Hasan videos because they're a bit heavy when it comes to politics. How do people do this every single day and for free? Like, if at least I was getting paid, I'd be like, okay, I'm getting that bag either way. Or Hasan Piker, you know, he's multi-millionaire, he's getting that bag from this. But people that are not benefiting from this and that are terminally online Twitter users or Reddit users. Now, this response was a little controversial. Not a lot of people enjoyed it. One of the top replies says, absolutely losing respect for Connor. This response reeks of either trying to shift blame to fans or become too out of touch. The UK isn't an intense political situation. Are you sure? Maybe in the suburbs somewhere. Like the guy just said, he doesn't care about politics or he doesn't look into it that much. Because it's draining, and that's valid. It's valid to not want to see what's going on. It's valid not to want to be on the news 24/7. Now, I do agree with this comment. It says, politics is his whole life. What did you think was going to happen? Like, that's the thing that gets me. It's like, you guys really didn't think anything bad was going to happen? You're talking to Hasan Piker. It's like if Diddy invites you to one of his parties, like, you really don't know what you're getting into? Really? You don't? Okay, sure. Tone deaf response. I know nothing about politics, so we had a political streamer on, and I'm surprised I'm getting backlash, especially since he's been here on before. Come on, guys. You guys run an anime fucking podcast. What were you thinking having Hasan Piker on? Legit question. Politics are important. They're everywhere. But I also have the right to not want to be tuned in 24/7. Whether you care about politics as much as Hasan or you don't, like me, it's important to disconnect. But before it's over, I hope you guys listen to me here. I want you to drop a like and subscribe to the channel and notifications on, of course. Bangers all the time. As soon as you do that, I want you to put the phone down, go outside, or open the window, get some fresh air, maybe get a book, unplug from the internet for 10 minutes. That will help you out so much. Yo, what is going on, guys? This is Unset Society, and this is how you unplug from social media. Quick tutorial. Grab your phone, throw it away, because it's toxic and it's evil. Maybe you want to step on it for a bit. Yeah, do that. Game a little. Get off Twitter. Make a G Fuel. I don't know. Read something. Get offline.